Hey, parents, teachers, therapists, anybody who's interested in supporting kids with executive function challenges. This is Sarah R. Moore, author of Peaceful Discipline. She's one of our speakers this year at TEFOS. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, Seth.
For the parent who comes up to you and says, Sarah, I keep hearing about this executive function thing. What the heck is that? How might you respond?
I might respond that the heck that it is how we get stuff done, but not just how we get it done and result, all of the steps that our brain has to be able to go through in order to achieve the results that we want. So it's the planning, it's the going through the process of all the things and understanding big picture, what it is we want to do, but also understanding the little things that need to happen along the way. It's working with our brains rather than against them. And the best way to do that is to start with emotional safety, because nobody can get stuff done if they are in fight or flight or any sort of panic mode. So grounding ourselves, figuring out what has to get done, and then going through the steps to do those things.
And if they ask you a follow-up question, they're like, okay, that makes sense. How do I know if my child has, quote, legitimate executive function challenges that I should be, quote, worried about if they ask something to that effect?
First of all, I think there are a lot of parents who assume that their kids have executive function challenges when really their kids are just kids. Kids don't think in to-do lists like adults do. So don't necessarily assume that there is something quote unquote wrong just because your child doesn't think about the world the same way that you do. That being said, a couple of things to watch out for is if your child consistently has big emotional outbursts about accomplishing anything. If they seem to get absolutely stuck when trying to accomplish tasks on a regular basis, if they need a whole lot of emotional and or logistical support that seems above and beyond what seems appropriate for their age or stage of development, those are some things to look out for to get curious about whether they might need some support in this area.
And we have this summit here this year, and this is Sarah's site, dandelion-seeds.com. And then we are at TIFOS. If you haven't registered, by the way, just pop your name in there, parents, and you can come join us for free and check out the speakers and such. And we have an all access pass. But Sarah is one of our teachers this year on Executive Function Summit. What are parents going to learn about from your session this year?
And they are going to learn four things that they can do every single day to help optimize their children's executive function skills. Now, spoiler alert, some of these things involve looking within and figuring out what sort of narrative are we bringing to the table about our child or what we think kids, quote unquote, should be able to do. And it helps us get a little bit more introspective and also see our kids a little bit more objectively than perhaps we have in the past. Lastly, I'm going to show you how to approach your children in a way that might feel more emotionally accessible to your kids so they can hear your words and hear the spirit of your words rather than just hearing your volume or your frustration, and really help increase the connection and the joy between you.
Thanks, Sarah. And again, this is your site here, dandelion-seeds.com. When you meet a parent and they say to you, Sarah, what do you do? What's your job? What hats do you wear? What's your background? How might you respond to a parent who's curious about who you are and how you help?
I would probably start with the professional stuff, which is I am the founder of dandelionseeds.com or Dandelion Seeds Positive Parenting. By the way, I am updating my website, so the picture might look a little bit different by the time the summit airs. I would say that I am a certified parent coach, and I support parents and caregivers around the world to help feel more peace, joy, and connection with their families. I have training in everything from trauma recovery, child development, play, you name it. I probably have had exposure to it at some point in the parenting sphere. I am the board chair for the American Society for the Positive Care of Children. And more importantly than any of those things I just mentioned, I am a real life parent doing this work alongside you. So it's not just head knowledge, it's day-to-day practice as well. And I've got huge grace and compassion for all of my fellow parents out there.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Sarah, for being here. And thank you, parents. And again, if you haven't registered, check us out at executivefunctionsummit.com. Share this with your friends so other people can find us. And have a fantastic day. Take care, everybody.